Coach, 15 steals tonight for the team, at least 10 players with one or more steals. Just what did you see from the level of activity out there?
I think it started right away. I don't know what it was in the first quarter, but it felt right off the bat. A little bit of everyone, and obviously we focused a lot on Donovan, sending on multiple bodies, just tremendous energy. The second night of a back-to-back, you could never tell. Actually, I take that back. Like, initially, I thought it took a minute to get us going, but our defensive energy was at a high level for most of the night. So, to force that team into that many turnovers, we were doing something right on that end, and I think it was just all five guys connecting on the defensive end.
Coach, looking at Jaylen, didn't see him on the bench at the end. Is he good? I know he felt hard on his back, and like that was hindering him running a little bit. I didn't know whether anything updated as far as his hammy or his back.
Not a hamstring, I think, was good. It was the hip. So we're saying a hip contusion. It was just a fall. Everyone saw it, so probably be a little sore tomorrow.
What'd you think of his play, considering tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just great to have him out there. Just another threat on top of everyone else that we have, and his ability to shoot spaces it. His ability to create plays. Just love seeing him out there.
And obviously Donovan forcing him into 8 turnovers. I know that it's a priority to keep him in check, but anything particular you noticed defensively, maybe early, that gave you an indication that you guys are going to have a better handle on him tonight?
Just our activity. I do think there was some similarities last night that we were able to apply tonight. Kind of team-wise, that we try to connect the dots. On some of these nights it's hard to prepare without a shoot-around, and we play a similar style, so there's a little bit of familiarity through all that. But the way Donovan has played this year, and the way he's played over the last handful of months when they haven't been fully healthy, I'm not sure there's a player that has played as well as he has through that stretch. So it's a heck of a task on back-to-back nights for our defense, and we passed it.
Coach, of course, you all are one of the higher volume pick and roll teams offensively in the league. With that, it seems like it's just pick and roll after pick and roll, but your guys, your bigs specifically, flipping angles of the screens, changing locations. That part, understanding that within the offense and with your guards, how have you seen that part for Oso and Mark in particular during this season?
Yeah, it's going to be something we talk about all year because we are such a pick and roll team. Feel the last 2 nights specifically, it's how to get an advantage, even though X5 both nights are high-level defenders. So, that's the beauty of pick and roll. You can do it so many different ways, so many different locations, so many guys can be involved. And our offense is just going to be heavy in concepts. We're going to have to read and react a ton. So the more reps we get together, and we talked about it a couple of days ago, just the communication between ball handler and screener needs to just continue to get better. Now we have a couple new ball handlers with Book being out, Grayson coming back healthy, and now we add Jaylen to the mix. So this is going to be a constant evolution of our team, but specifically our offense over time.
Man, with the turnovers forced, it feels like Oso is in the mix with a lot of those. Not always on the perimeter with the switch, and sometimes trapping the box, the rim protection part. Have you seen him, the game kind of slow down for him in terms of how he's reacting defensively?
Massive. I think he's taken a gigantic step defensively with his activity. He's one of those guys that are elite athletes in this league, just a little undersized for his position. So how do you combat some of that size? And it's his activity and the IQ and just overall, he just has a thirst to get better. And he's taken steps over the course of the season. And we're using him in different ways, in different coverages. Tonight was a slightly different coverage. He has the IQ for a second-year player to communicate our coverages, even though we're switching different coverages from time to time, and we love his aggressiveness. So we've given him the license, if he feels the need to be more aggressive in certain spots, to go ahead and do it, and we'll react behind him. So massive steps he's taken defensively this year.
Team defense on Mitchell early was great, but for you to be able to throw another layer of it when Goody comes in, what do you think that has done for the momentum of your guys' defensive play throughout a game, where whether the team defense is good or bad at the start of a game, to throw Goody in there to either keep it going or get it back where it needs to go.
Yeah, it's that whole group that just plays a different style than really our first unit, and trying to keep that group intact. Tonight added another piece with Jaylen, and I did feel at the end of the first, especially the end of the first, like we're trying to integrate Jaylen on the fly, and trying to get all of our guys to still continue to be aggressive. There's not a time on the floor where we do not want you to be aggressive, especially offensively. But that second unit has been really good defensively for most of the year, and now we're going to add a new piece. But a lot of it is, Goody's there consistently, Colin we've kept there consistently, Ryan, and also just kind of adding the other pieces along the way. So our whole group, we've hung around there, the top 5 defense. We got to start with our defense. Really, in that third quarter to the fourth quarter, it was really our defense that fueled our offense.
Coach, Colin really loves those early clock threes in transition when he's driving to either slot. Just how much of that is the conversations you had with him before the season about getting early offense, or him just reading the situation?
Yeah, I love it. We talked about his elite skill of shooting it off the dribble. We have talked as a group lately, like we lead the league in transition threes. We still love the rim, especially in transition, how valuable that is when the floor is spaced. And we have gotten to the rim a little bit more lately. But when those guys feel that rhythm, you could also feel, especially here at home, what that does to the crowd, what that does to our group. We've seen it time after time with Book this year. When he rises up like that, and you just feel the energy of the entire place. Just waiting for that thing to go in, and that really was, it kind of broke them tonight. Like those couple, Goody had one, so that end of the third into the fourth really fueled by our defense. But those transition threes are massive when you can make them.
Coach, with Jaylen out there, I'm just kind of curious for you when it comes to the gravity that he attracts from the opposing defense. How do you see the guys that are with him on the floor get better opportunities to score?
Yeah, that's the idea, Hayden. We got to see a little bit more. Like I said, I don't think the first quarter was great, but those are some of the reps that we need that we're just going to have to live with, and we have to show some grace in trying to figure this thing out on the fly. But yeah, his speed, it's raw speed, it's his gravity of shooting it off the dribble, making tough shots, and his passing ability. Like we talk a lot about his scoring ability, but we do forget he can be an elite pick and roll passer. So that's what I'm excited about, where that all takes us, because we do have a lot of shooting on the perimeter at times. That's something we're going to continue to tap into, and especially with how much pick and roll we do play, put him in a spot. Like our spacing is different than what they had last year in Houston, and now he's going to have the ball in his hands to see exactly what that looks like, and that's what I'm super excited to see.
Jordan, what does it say about the progress of your team that you can blow out Detroit and Cleveland back-to-back nights here?
Yeah, Barry, we try to take it one game at a time. I think, after that road trip and Book's, unfortunate injury, and then we come off that road trip a little fatigued, I thought, in that Miami game. And then just our overall response. Brooklyn was a close game. I thought Brooklyn played well. And then two of the top teams in the East. Again, Cleveland, how they've played since Christmas is as good as anyone. And I do happen to watch them a lot. And they've played well. Obviously, they have injuries. And for us to come out like that on a second night of a back-to-back against a really good team, that's growth. That's growth. That's leadership. That's who we want to be. Now we got to do it again. It doesn't get easier. Sunday, we know who's coming. We know our schedule going into the break. So we'll take it one game at a time. We'll enjoy this tonight, but we got something else coming Sunday, a team that's playing very well. And it's a little different group than what we saw them early in the season. So it doesn't stop. The NBA is relentless, the teams that come in here. So we'll take it one game at a time, but the back-to-back overall, pretty good start to us getting into the break.
You don't have to take it one game at a time in hindsight, do you?
Barry, I don't have a great memory. So we'll enjoy our wins and just continue to try to progress. But in hindsight, yeah, the overall the back-to-back is good. It's good, but it's on to the next.
So I think this team, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they only won 38 games all last year. You've got 30 already now. Again, as an extension of what I just asked you, could you have predicted when you came here that you would have this kind of turnaround so quickly?
I think, Barry, that's come up a little bit. We don't think like that. I don't think as a coach, I think you're just like, prepare, how do we execute, and then evaluate what we did. And then it's just a continuous circle. So, again, we're in a good spot. We wish we were a couple games better. But we got more to do. Like, the league keeps going. Like, there's too many good teams, too many really good players, too many really good organizations to think, like, where will we be? Where are we? I don't think many people look at that when you're in it, because if you do, someone's getting better. So we're in a good spot right now, but we're going to want to get better. These guys are competitive dudes. Like, Devin Booker's, he's going to want to really, really speed this thing up. And when you're driven by progress, like those guys are, we're going to continue to get better. But it's been a good start. We got some work to do.
Coach, just speaking of Devin, where is his progress in terms of, I don't know, he's scheduled for a reevaluation this weekend. Where is he at in terms of possibly playing on Sunday?
I think you've seen enough, Dwayne. And, you've seen his work on the court. You see what he's starting to do. So he's in a good place. He did some more work today. It's a swelling, soreness. Now it's getting onto the court to play. But that guy is relentless in trying to get back. So he'll get back when he's ready, and we'll be ready for him. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Jordan Goodwin.